All right, we are doing the Yhelm level today. Let's go ahead and listen to the audio. It's dead quiet. All right, here we go. So we're using controller this time. I had to configure a little bit of the stick sensitivity because it was massively oversensitive, but I do like it for the reloading, and I'll probably finish the campaign with controller. Obviously the aim is better on mouse and keyboard, but that's okay. This game is about mechanics, less about being dead on with aim all the time. Most of the weapons are pretty forgiving, although I am a potato.
I'm a potato.
These guys right here are challenging because they hide their gun arm behind that shield, and that's the only part that's vulnerable. So as I was just talking about aim, here's me sucking at aim. Terrible. They do take quite a few hits to take out, and that gun does hurt quite a bit. We've hit a few shots on the arm, but you can see that it just doesn't want to go down. There we go. Go ahead and get that. Got another one who's unshielded. Kind of like the unshielded one's a little bit better. Smile. All right, take advantage of that. Pull in and get that kill so you can get a little bit of health recovery. Do that whenever you can. If you're ever running low, you can swap to the sword or the skull and do a little bit of damage, and then when you get them far enough down, you can take them out. Because if you use these special weapons, you'll actually kill the enemies too fast, and especially these rank and file. Like, you probably want to grab a sword and start slashing them. I didn't really need health right here, so I didn't do it. But if you're in a pinch, you want to hit those guys with the skull or maybe the sword so you don't kill them in one shot, and then you'll be able to do that move right there and regain some of your health. Because you're not going to have infinite health. You're going to have a few crystals in each room, maybe two, maybe three. So you want to use those kind of sparingly. We got a couple more of these unshielded guys. Got Enduring Fury. We are at 8x right now, not too bad. It's 16. We can keep that going, build up our score a little bit. It's pretty easy to stay on the beat with the game. You do want to make sure that you synchronize it with your settings. Go through and do the audio test, do the calibration, because it does help. Just one thing to remember as you're going through is just you're always, staying on a beat. So try to do that as you go through, and you should be fine. You should be able to build up score even when you're hitting things like a jar or a crystal or anything that's not an enemy. You still need to stay on beat. So yeah, my reloads got a little bit better during this game because we were using the controller. I'm not sure why I was having such a hard time on mouse and keyboard, but controller is a square button reload. I'm using the PS controller, so it wasn't too bad. So we're clearing this room out. We've got another one of these shielded guys, which do take forever because of that one small little hitbox. When they lob grenades like that, they do leave themselves open for quite a bit. So you can run in there, take them out whenever they do that. However, for the most part, they will be shielded as they shoot at you. You want to try to fire at the bullets that are coming out, because that's pretty much the only place that's invulnerable. So the one thing about this game is, as the music is going and it does rock out, it's very hard to figure out where enemies are. Like if you're getting hit from behind or left or right, because there's no mini-map, there's no radar. So you have no idea, unless something actually shoots you or starts hacking you from behind, that you've got an enemy that is trying to creep up on you. So you do want to kind of scroll around really fast and just make sure you can check out the room. Make sure make sure the enemy you're fighting is the only one that you're actually fighting, because you could have one or two that are sneaking up and trying to do some of their own crowd control on you. That was a terrific jump, by the way. I mastered jumping. You do take fall damage, so don't jump down, too many times. These guys right here suck more than anything that has ever sucked. I know I'm not very far in the game, maybe almost halfway done, but Those guys lobbing the bombs of acid really suck big time. Not a huge fan. That stuff does AoE and it does last for quite a long time. So the bubble that they shoot lasts on the ground for a while, so you can still step in it afterwards. And then if you get hit by the status effect, if you're poisoned, that lasts for quite a few seconds as well. So not a fan. All right, we got one of those chaos crystals. We're gonna leave it out there. Want to get a few enemies around it before you actually blow one of those up, because they are quite helpful. So use it in a pinch. If you get surrounded, you can always pop that, hit that guy, it'll explode like a grenade. You can take out multiple enemies. I do wish this gun had a few more shots than 2. 2 is not optimal for a crossbow. However, it is a crossbow, and most of them would be a single load, single fire. However, the reload would be a tiny bit faster, but since they give you 2 bolts for each time, then your reload is a tiny bit slower. But if you can nail that reload timing, you can decrease that down to about half a second on the reload. So that's what we worked on in this game, is actually decreasing some of that time. Got another one of these. These guys right here are like phase beasts, right? So they phase in, they phase out. They can get really close to you very uncomfortable amount of time, and you can't shoot them as they're doing their phase animation. So they will be invisible. They will be untargetable. It's really not my bag of tea. Really not my bag of tea. All right, we got another one of these blob bomb guys. Also not your best friend. You can see that cloud is still lingering. I just got hit by it again. Gonna work on some of that hit streak. I have a 1-hit streak going on. Fantastic. For some reason I missed a few times and it didn't take off my hit streak. I think that's part of the difficulty that we're on. So we are playing on low difficulty, and I know, smite me in the comments, it's fine, but we're just doing the first playthrough, and there's also things you need to find in each of the difficulties. And so it just made sense to, if you're learning a game, start on this difficulty, find out what it's like, and go through. But you do need to find some things in each difficulty. So start where you want, but to be a completionist and finish the game, you will have to do the lamb difficulty. It may be difficult for you to do the difficulty because you find it too easy, but that's okay. You go through and you do it. Alright, we got, how many we got in this room right now? We got 1, 2, so we're gonna pick up. We got our Fury, we're at 16x. Looking good. You want to keep that at 16x. It does decay over time. You can see it's taking about 3 or 4 seconds to decay for each one of those little blocks on the icon. It looks like there's 6 segments there. So once you get down about 20 seconds, you will lose all of that, and you'll go back down to 8x. You'll have to build it back up again. Sometimes finding stuff to shoot is a little bit difficult in the area, depending on where the monsters spawn. So if you want to keep your streak going, you gotta zip zap around the room pretty fast. And remember, if you dash on timing with the beat, your dash gets a bonus too. So use that to your advantage to get around the room. And since it's kind of melodic, 140 type music with the metal, then you have quite the opportunity to zip zap across the room quite quickly. It's not like our 180 BPM techno going on, but it's some pretty fast metal music. We're sitting at around 120 to 140 BPM. All right, we got another big spawn happening over here in the hallway. You can tell by the light coming in. This is a big beefy boy. Swap over to the dual pistolas. Dual pistolas, the hitbox on these is very, very small. So if you've been playing, the game gives you a shotgun to start out with on level 1 or 2. That's like one of the first weapons you find. And if you're used to that hitbox, and then all of a sudden you get these precision weapons, you're in for a rude awakening, because the enemy hitboxes are already pretty small, and then you've got this ultra sharp targeting. So if you're using controller, There is a little bit of room for error with controller. It does help you out a little bit. However, I noticed it is not a ton. So take that into mind when you use these very, very precise hitbox weapons. They supposedly do a little bit more damage. However, the only thing I noticed so far is you get tons more range, but you also get increased difficulty in targeting. Not fun when you have bad aim like me. It's not super fun. All right. Looking to kill Mr. Blob Monster. He's weird. He can fly, but he also kind of hops around on his ass. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. As we pop the ultimate for the pistols, it basically gives you like an image of a pistol that will shoot enemies automatically. It's like a little image of me shooting pistols. It's like I leave my body behind and it shoots pistols for me. So it's actually kind of a cool ultimate. Kind of gives you a body double, stunt double, if you will. These guys with the shields are just quite literally the bane of my existence. They're the opposite of fun.
I guess it's
all right, clear that room. Let's go ahead and go through.
More like a church fort.
All right, so we got a staircase here. We're gonna go up the stairs to get to our next room, and as we go up, we are gonna be fighting some enemies as well. Got a cool little, it's like a chain tormented dude in the middle of that. Kind of reminds me of Diablo 3 when you get down into Sedea's lair. Got one more shielded guy right here. If you can get in close on the shield guys, you can actually take them out a little bit better. But with this triple shotgun thing they have, they kind of keep you at bay. But see, they kind of disguise the arm they're shooting from by shooting the bullets, so it is a little difficult for you to target the arm because it's the only thing that's shooting at you. So, there you go. There's not really much for consumables or things in the jars. I think if you just want to use it to try to keep a hit streak, you can do that, but you're not really going to find anything around the levels in those. All right, we're climbing the stairs. Get a little health bar if you need it there. All right, we got another one of these big boys. He's only got one arm, but he knows how to use it. There's a scythe on the end of that arm, and that is a rush enemy. That's what I like to call rush enemy. They just run at you full speed. They don't care what's in the way, and their plan is just to hack your brains out with the giant scythe.
Second death garden, and hopefully other folk are gonna be doing the dive.
Not really much down there. Pro gamer tip: don't hit the health if you have full health, like me. So I'll show you what not to do in this game. That way you can avoid my stupid mistakes. Because later you're probably going to need that health, and you already shot it. You can do a jump dash. It is very helpful to perform that move if you want to get even farther. What do we have under here? We have the coat of arms, and there we go. Those are the things you need to find in the game, and they are in all difficulties. And so it is that was kind of a disguised little find there. It didn't have any sort of marking or anything. It was just a tiny little dark floating coin underneath that bridge. But you find that first coat of arms in Yhelm on land difficulty. So I'm not sure if the coat of arms is going to be in the same place on each difficulty, but we found one of one so far. All right, so for this room is a little bit more spread out. You've got the over and the under with the bridge. We can grab our 16x, but we're already full, so we'll save that for later. Go ahead and pop a few of these guys. They're definitely not too hard. You definitely don't want to get hit by their bullets, but they are unshielded, unlike their shielded friends, and so they're a little bit quicker to take care of. Alright, let's try to keep that 16x going. Pick up a little bit of health. Looking for an enemy so we can keep that streak. This is what I meant. Some of these bigger maps, you will find that the enemies are a little bit more spread out. So to keep that streak going, you need to hop to it. There we go. Sometimes you can wait for that grenade, but in a game of speed and timing, you don't really want to be waiting on an enemy to do an animation. So just keep trying to fire at that gun arm, and eventually you'll get it down. Popping my ultimate there kind of helps build up the hit streak because I love that animation right there. That was fantastic. As I'm going down, I'm getting humped by the zombie. There we go. You want to perform that move, that sort of execution move whenever you're running low. I have another one of these phase beasts. You can see him as he disappears. You lose target. You have no idea when he's going to do that. He just kind of randomly does it. So these are not good for your hit streak as well, because they will ruin that for you if you shoot. And he also has this circle of maiming where he's just like left jab, right jab, left hooking you in a circle, looking to end your life one punch at a time. But he has quite the long animation as he does it like 3 or 4 times in a row, but he does it in a circle. So if you dodge the wrong way, you could actually get hit like 3 or 4 times with the same move. It's quite sucky. Alright, so we are trapped in this corner. I need to get out of there because they're lobbing acid bombs at me and I can't get anywhere. I do have my ultimate, so we can pop that if needed. Kind of a good idea to congregate around these little chaos orbs just in case you need to do it. We can move back. We got our triple dash combo. And let's do some health recovery there. Go ahead and pop the ultimate on him so we can get a few hits off. And we're done.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't want answers too, after that flash I saw. Was just hoping I'd get them before the unknown shanked all of hell in the process.
All right, new section, Infernal Invocation. Music by Two Feathers. I love the animations on this gate. That's really cool looking. Because it turns into the shield for the aspect. See my bricks. Yeah, let's go. All right, aspect fight. Definitely some of my favorite part of the game is aspect fight. So we have 4 of those crystals surrounding the aspect. Aspect is lobbing bombs at us this time. And we've got the fire coming out, so you can use these. You can hide behind these bricks. You do want to shoot the shield down. It's definitely not invulnerable. Looks like we might have an ad phase here. Yes, we do have an ad phase. Aspect is not really going to be targetable during the ad phase. Go ahead and take out these. Run around the map. So up there you have the little staircase where you can kind of get some leverage if you need to shoot over the enemies. There we go. Let's go ahead and regain some health. The enemies that they put out are kind of rank and file, so not too bad. Gonna hop up top here, do some aspect damage. There we go. Phase 2, we've got more volleys being shot out from the aspect, and also some ads as well. So you kind of want to keep on the move as you go and shoot ads and shoot the shield to get some hits onto the aspect. There we go. Looks like we have a new building phase. So the shield has moved up, but the aspect is still underneath it. So you can go underneath here. You can get off of here, go underneath, and then shoot up into the aspect. There you go. You don't want to get too close because you never know what they're going to fire out from there, but it does help you get some direct shots on the aspect instead of shooting through the shield. Got quite a few ads and bullets. We're going to go ahead and move out, pick up some health, head around here and do the same thing, shoot up underneath to hit the aspect. We have another transformation phase, so that shield is going to come down, so we're going to have to take out the shield this time. We don't have any ads or any bullets right now, so just fire away. Here comes some bullets, so stay behind that brick. Shield is down. We have another ad phase coming in. Looks like ad phase 2. You can see the health bar kind of goes almost like it's faded out to like 50%. That means you can't damage the aspect. Go ahead and get through the ad phase here. Got one of these acid lobbers, so you want to get rid of them pretty quickly. Got a big boy with a sword coming. No, not yet. Just the rank and files. Oh, there's big boy. We kind of knew that was coming. We should always know that that one's coming. There we go. Let's use that to regain some of our health. Get about half your health when you do it on a bigger enemy. It's kind of nice. All right, ad phase complete. The aspect is actually going to move to the top of this platform, and they are unshielded. So go ahead and unleash some volleys. Got some perfect reloads in there. Let's go. Sitting at a 16x. Let's see if we can keep that score going. Gotta get a kill to keep it going. Any old kill will do. There we go. I think I shot the tree. Very nice. To each shot that we're hitting the aspect, we're doing 970 right now. It doesn't seem like I can find a crit spot, so 970 is it. All right, that is a big volley, so you want to get away from that as soon as possible. These smaller volleys are a little bit easier, but they do track. You want to make sure that you jump, move, jump, move, jump, move. Lots of obstacles on this arena. They do shoot out some bombs, so stay away from those. Looks like they're proximity targeted. So that would be a mine. Mine. All right, we got about a quarter of the health bar left. This is probably going to be the last phase. That shield is higher, so we can shoot underneath it and target the aspect from there. There was a nice crit. That was 2910. So our normal shots were doing 970. We hit a nice 2910 on that shot. Shot the column. High five. And there we go. Aspect defeated. Yhelm completed. Let's go ahead and reload the guns just for funsies. All right. We got a new hell. We're on Encostus now. And we have a new torment. Defeating the boss revealed the Torment Ultimate Mastery 1. Let's go ahead and see how our score ranked up. 11.2 million. We took 10. We got to 10,000,007. We took 382 in damage. And our speed bonus, we were a little bit slow. So we're down in the 4,800 range on this one. Not our best. But we do have a new hell unlocked. So in the next video, we'll be taking down Encostus. You can see we've gotten 1 out of 32 of the coats of arms so far. We do have 31 more coats of arms to find. All right, we'll see you in the next video for Incostus.